Disclaimer: the visuals presented in this video are generated using AI technology and are intended for illustrative purposes only. While we aim to provide an engaging representation of the topic, these images are not authentic depictions of historical events, structures, or artifacts. They are purely conceptual and should not be interpreted as factual evidence. Deep within the tombs of ancient Egypt, alongside treasures and mummified remains, lie mysterious artifacts, canopic jars. These sacred vessels held the key to eternity for the pharaohs, safeguarding their most vital organs for the afterlife. But what made these jars so important, and why did the ancient Egyptians believe they held the secret to immortality? Today, we'll uncover the fascinating story of the canopic jars and their role in the journey to the afterlife. Segment 1: The Purpose of Canopic Jars. To understand the significance of canopic jars, we first need to step into the world of mummification, a practice that defined ancient Egyptian beliefs about life and death. The Egyptians believed that preserving the body was essential for the soul's journey to the afterlife. But to prevent decay, the internal organs had to be removed before the body was embalmed. These organs, considered vital for the afterlife, were stored in canopic jars. The jars were designed to protect the stomach, intestines, lungs, and liver, each of which played a specific role in the body in the spiritual journey after death. Segment 2: The Four Sons of Horus. But these weren't just ordinary jars. Each canopic jar was protected by one of the four sons of Horus, powerful deities tasked with safeguarding the pharaoh's organs. The first was Imseti, represented with a human head, who protected the liver. Then came Hapi, depicted as a baboon, the guardian of the lungs. Duamutef, with the head of a jackal, was tasked with protecting the stomach. And finally, Kabesanuf, portrayed as a falcon, guarded the intestines. These gods were not only guardians of the organs but also played a role in ensuring the deceased's safe passage to the afterlife. Their connection to Horus, the god of kingship and protection, emphasized their importance in the pharaoh's journey beyond death. Segment 3: Rituals and Symbolism. Canopic jars weren't just containers, they were deeply symbolic. During the embalming process, priests would recite sacred spells over the jars to invoke the protection of the gods. These rituals were believed to imbue the jars with divine power, ensuring that the organs remained intact and spiritually cleansed. The jars were also placed in a specific orientation within the tomb, aligning with cardinal directions. This careful arrangement symbolized cosmic harmony, reflecting the Egyptians' belief in Ma'at, or balance, as a foundation of life and death. Segment 4: The Evolution of Canopic Jars. Like many aspects of Egyptian culture, the design and use of canopic jars evolved over time. In the Old Kingdom, the organs were often wrapped in linen and placed directly in the tomb. By the Middle Kingdom, the use of jars became more elaborate, with intricate carvings and divine representations adorning their surfaces. By the New Kingdom, the jars featured lids sculpted in the likenesses of the four sons of Horus. These lids became works of art, showcasing the craftsmanship and religious devotion of the ancient Egyptians. In some cases, the jars themselves were purely symbolic, with the organs wrapped and reburied inside the body. This practice reflected the evolving beliefs about how the deceased would need their organs in the afterlife. Segment 5: The Fate of the Jars. Today, canopic jars provide a unique window into the past. Many have been unearthed in the tombs of pharaohs, nobles, and even commoners, offering insight into ancient burial practices. Some jars have been found intact, while others bear marks of looting and decay, reflecting the turbulent history of Egypt's tombs. The jars are now displayed in museums around the world, standing as reminders of the lengths the ancient Egyptians went to prepare for eternity. Each jar tells a story, not just of the individual they belonged to, but of a civilization obsessed with the afterlife. Segment 6: The Spiritual Legacy of Canopic Jars. The spiritual significance of canopic jars extends beyond their practical purpose. They symbolize the Egyptian belief in life after death and the intricate relationship between the physical and spiritual worlds. To the Egyptians, death was not an end but a transition, and these jars were vital tools in navigating the challenges of the afterlife. Even thousands of years later, the artistry and symbolism of canopic jars continue to captivate us, reminding us of a culture that sought to conquer time itself. Conclusion. Guardians of Eternity. Canopic jars were more than just containers, they were guardians of the pharaohs, protectors of the soul, and symbols of a journey toward immortality. They reflect the ingenuity, spirituality, and artistry of ancient Egypt, standing as silent witnesses to a civilization that believed eternity was within their grasp. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more mysteries of the ancient world. Until next time, the past awaits.